Hey up. How you going? This video is going to be a bit of a raw one. Raw. I don't particularly know what I'm going to get into. So sit back, hold tight, grab a glass of water. The truth is, man, so I'm not happy with the state of the world, state of human beings. And this is really like the feeling tone of it. It's the same as what I felt when I was going through adolescence, when I was like going from a kid to a teenager, when I started to kind of get a more intuitive sense that humans are fucked up, man. It's like going to school, being taught all this bullshit with shit teachers that hate their lives, learning all this pointless shit, getting told off for being a kid and, you know, acting silly. I got fed up, man. And that kind of feeling, that angst, that attitude of anarchy, this feeling of this is not right, things are not, this is not how we should be living. That's stayed around, you know. It's been over a decade, you know. Simply because things have not changed. I think I'm going to be feeling this way for as long as it takes for things to change. And I don't think that's ever going to happen in my lifetime. But there is positive in the world, and it's not like I've been feeling this way 24/7. But it comes up, you know, it comes up, comes and goes, you know, comes up time. We think as like a species that we're pretty like advanced. We think we're pretty intelligent. And we're certainly intelligent in some ways. I mean, look at the things that we've built. Yet at the same time, we don't know who we are. We're not connected to life, which is who we are. And we're living in fictitious stories, thinking that it's real life. And I don't know, man. I can't even be bothered going down that train of thought. But it's like the good qualities of a child gets beaten out of you as you grow up. And you know, like the negative aspects of being a child is that you're just selfish, really. You know, like which is not negative. Like you have to be selfish in order to survive. And as a kid, as you grow up, as you get older, you learn to take more care of yourself, so you don't need to be as selfish. You can look out for one another more. It's natural to be selfish, you know. It's like you have to be selfish if you want to survive. And so, you know, like kids whinge and complain, and like the whole world revolves around them. You grow up and it's like, oh, no, there's like other people and shit. But like these good qualities of a child, this just innate curiosity and spontaneity and playfulness, experimentation, all these kinds of things, like it gets beaten out of us because we've got to be adults, we've got to be serious people for the real world, the fucking real world. And we beat that out of ourselves because we've been taught to do that, and people have been doing that to us. So we push ourselves around, beat ourselves down to try and stay in the civilized person, to stay in that box of what society deems as civilized and acceptable. Here's an example. Imagine it's raining. You're in town. There's lots of people about. What would be going through your mind and your body if you started skipping along the street across past all these people with a big smile on your face, singing, I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. Is that the lyrics? I don't know. But imagine doing that, skipping down the road past all these people, jumping in puddles and going, I'm singing, no, is it even the lyrics? I'm singing, I don't know. Or, I'm just trying to think of that snoring rain song. What is it? Who cares? Doesn't matter, but you get my point. What would be going through your mind and your body? Fear. Probably wouldn't do it. Maybe you want to do it. You have thoughts of being judged. I don't know, man, just an example. And we make it worse. We bottle it down even more. We prevent that, our natural inclinations to come up, by indulging in shit. Like, for instance, so it starts off, like, here's your childlike innocence. It gets beaten out of you. People say that's wrong or not acceptable or whatever. And but it keeps coming up. It's like, but this is natural. This is what's supposed to be expressed from me. But society says, no, push it down. You got to be a fucking civilized human being or whatever. And so what you do to prevent it from coming up, what you do to prevent it coming up is you indulge in shit food, alcohol, drugs, social media, movies, social status, games. And then we spend our whole fucking lives trying to form this individual identity so we can show off to the world and be like, am I enough? It's like, I've done everything you wanted me to do, society. Am I enough now? I've done it all. Am I enough? I've got the money. I've got the house. I've got the job. I've got the wife or the husband. Am I enough now? Do you see me now? Got the fame. Got the prestige. It's all bullshit, man. Like, we're meant to play. Yes, as an adult, you're not going to be the exact same as when you're a kid. Things change. You have more responsibilities and you have more discernment and knowledge and, whatever else, the good qualities of an adult. Obviously, a kid is going to have that natural desire to be singing in the rain, skipping with a smile on its face, compared to someone who's like 70 years old, obviously. But nevertheless, this innocence, this spontaneity should be there your whole entire life. But it's going to be expressed in a kind of different way depending what age you are. But most people I see are so focused on opinions and a separate individual identity. I don't know, man. Do you see many adults doing this? I don't. Sometimes I do that shit in public, you know? Because I'm feeling I got the energy and I want to play with my environment. No one's playing with their environment. You know, I do tend to get kind of black and white about this. Like, I'm sure there are people. I mean, there's certainly people in the world that like how I'm talking about. It's just, I don't think it's that common though. And I'm not saying I'm like perfect either. It's like a lot of this conditioning's still within me. And I still feel this like pressure to fit in. This pressure to be this civilized person, you know. And you know, again, I think we do it. I think we do all this shit because it's like we get this sense that we're not good enough for people. We're not loved how we are, and so we try and do all this shit that, you know, advertisement and culture and the media and whatever say that it's like this is what makes you good and successful and worthy and acknowledged and seen and whatever. So we go striving after that. It's like okay, guess I'll do all this so I'm finally loved. And this is what it all comes down to. It's a feeling of being loved. That's what we want. We want to be loved. Loved. And I know it's hard, but the first person that's gonna give you that love is yourself. Got to find that within yourself. Independent of conditions or circumstances. Unconditional love for yourself. But most people don't even know who they are. Because any moment that arises, the opportunity to be with yourself, to be alone, people distract themselves. Go on social media, eat food, whatever it is. A lot of people, I think, just distract themselves in any opportunity to be alone with themselves. And I think that comes from well, not wanting to face the pain that will inevitably arise within you that will be caused by you seeing that you've been living a lie most of your life. And you're doing that because it's all stemming from the assumption that you're not good enough. I don't know if I'm making any sense here. I'm not really making sense myself. I don't really know what I'm saying myself. So, but basically what I'm trying to say is, if you stop distracting yourself, and you finally sit with yourself alone, the person that you've been playing that gets unraveled, this person that you have been thinking that you are, this identity that you've constructed for yourself starts to be unraveled, and you're afraid of losing that, because it's like, that's not who I am, then what am I? Anyway, I don't know if this is connecting to anything. Just saying some thoughts. But I've said all this shit multiple times in these videos. You know, these videos are all interconnected. It's all really about the same thing. But another reason why we don't want to face ourselves, because this world is not designed for truth, for your true self, for who you really are. The world's not designed for you as you are. It's designed for games, role play. So it's very isolating. There's nothing here for you. There's nothing here. What am I going to do? World ain't got nothing to offer me. It does not cater for my needs. It does not cater for the childlike innocence within the adult. And certainly there are some things that do. But at large, in a broad sense, like, not really. You know, there's capitalism and advertising. And our whole culture, you know, targets the individual and says, you're lacking, you're not good enough. Until you're not good enough as you are. And so we're living in a whole culture that glorifies the individual, that values individual success, individual achievement. Every man for himself. But it doesn't work out, man. Like I said, as you grow up, it's like, yeah, you got to be selfish. Like, I think it's a natural stage you got to go through, of course. You got to focus on yourself. You got to be a little bit selfish to be a little bit selfless, you know. But we're stuck there. And again, not always. Maybe I'm just focusing on the negative at the moment, but I don't know, it's just my intuition to say right now. It's like, yeah, we're fucking stuck there. Stuck on the selfish individual mindset. And there isn't a greater, more broad sense of, you know, we're in this together. We're in this together. We're all on planet Earth, breathing this air, along with all the other animals, breathing the air, under the same sun, with the same tongue, same heart. Same emotions. Human. All human. But we focus on the differences. And try and one-up each other. And is this really anything new that I'm saying? No. Is it new? Something new that anybody's ever been saying? No. People have been saying this for so long. Little bit changes here and there, but really, has much changed? I don't know, man. If much had changed, then why do I still feel this angst and this anger, this frustration? And, you know, I don't want to fall into the victim mentality. It's like, I have to remind myself, like, well, what can I do? You know, it's like, again, that quote that I can't remember who by, but it was, you know, you are not supposed to leave society. You're supposed to lead it. It's like, if you have the wisdom to see this shit that's going on, then that is a gift that you have to offer the world. That does not mean that you become a recluse and leave the world. It's like, and like, see, that's kind of easy to just leave the world in some regard. It's fucking difficult and takes courage and responsibility to see what's going on and to be like, okay, well, what am I going to do about it? How can I change this? And I don't even know what I'm trying to change, because it's just this whole blah, 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 vague thing in some way, because it's so like, it's so pervasive that I'm in it and it's hard to step out of it and see it clearly. But, you know, here I am doing these videos, and I do really thank everybody who leaves, like, a supportive comment down below. Like, it means a lot, you know, like, yeah, I appreciate it. Like, you know, it makes me know that, you know, I'm doing a little bit. I'm doing some help, doing some service, some kind of thing that is beneficial and of value. And, you know, I even thank the people who leave criticizing comments, because it's all helpful. helpful for me to know what's going on in people's minds and what's going on in my own mind and my own ego, you know, like how do I feel when I get a criticizing comment and whatnot. It's like, it's all helpful. So yeah, you know, I think that we all individually have our part to play, and I've always naturally been, as you know, more introverted, I guess you could say, in certain aspects. And it's like, you know, perhaps this is my part, this is what I can do. Maybe it's not much, but it's like when you just let go and follow what wants to be expressed naturally, then, and you're not like having this forced fixed agenda, then I think, you know, people just fall into the roles of service. You know, perhaps this is all I got to give, you know, maybe it's not much, and maybe perhaps for someone else, if they were to let go and just express what naturally wants to come out, maybe they'll be like a fucking surgeon, or I don't know, man. Fucking, I don't know, a great leader of some kind, you know. I don't I don't know, man, you know. Because every little bit helps, you know. And where it's this ecology, you know, it's like everything is interconnected and works, you know. And it's like, you may not see it, but like, I have a friend that goes out and picks out weeds, you know, cleans up gardens, you know, his neighborhood. It's like, people don't see that, but that's happening. It's happening in reality, and that, you know, he's doing his part, you know. It may seem like small and pointless and stupid, but it's like, it all helps everything else. Everything has a ripple effect. Taking out weeds, things are going to be cleaner and whatnot. People's minds are going to be affected by that. Going to boost their energy and whatnot. Honestly, I don't really know what is a weed, because it's like what's wrong with weeds? I don't know, but you know what I mean? It's like, people are doing their bit, even if it's like you don't see it. So what else do I want to say? Well, I need some water, because you know, I think the best thing that, well, like I said, like the best thing we can do is to let go and to express ourselves in the natural way that we are wired to. That's all we got to do. And so I think what needs to happen is really, you've just got to cut out all the shit that you do with the intention of avoiding yourself, with the intention of distracting yourself, with the intention of avoiding pain, with the intention of just filling up your time with pleasure. You know, why, for instance, why are you eating this food? Are you eating this food because you just want pleasure? Is that like the only reason you want it? Or you're feeling some negative emotion and you want to, you know, get a hit of dopamine to kind of avoid or numb down that emotional pain? Why are you smoking? What's the reason? You don't need to do it. Some kind of pain. I need to feel good. Going on your phone, looking at your phone. And you see, there's no activity that is good and bad. It all comes down from the reason why you're doing that. If you're looking at your phone, scrolling on your phone or whatever, you know, why are you doing that? Is it to avoid yourself or whatever? Or, you know, you're looking on your phone to research, you know, how to eat better, how to eat more healthy or some shit, you know? It's like there's something that's productive, something that's actually gonna serve you and help you and others by doing this for yourself. So if you cut out all that shit that is stemming from the desire to avoid or distract, then yeah, initially you're going to be fucking faced with a lot of pain because that's what you've been avoiding the whole time. But eventually that will make you grow stronger, I think. And then you'll naturally find what inspires you to take action. What are the things that you actually naturally drawn to? This natural inclination you have, what is that? Because that most likely is what is going to be the thing that is going to be of service, you know? And here I am right now making this video. It's something that I naturally wanted to do. Was it out of a fear of was it out of avoidance or distraction? I don't think so. Sometimes it is, and you got to be careful. Again, it's not the activity, it's the intention. Sometimes I do make videos with the intention of like, oh, I don't know what to do, I'm bored, you know, I'm feeling pain, I'll fucking talk to the camera. Other times it's coming from a place of inspiration. And this is what needs to change, man, because it's quite evident to see that people are just avoiding themselves, avoiding life. They're not living life. Most people stuff themselves with food, neck down, looking at their phones, scrolling fucking TikTok or fucking some bullshit, mate. Like, and there's advertisement and the media putting out all this shit, and you get affected by it. You know, it's like you're just walking down the street, or you know, you're looking at the weather or on your phone or some shit, and it's just bombarding you with that shit. It's very important to set up your phone and your computer to block all ads. Look, this is what you gotta do, right? You gotta block everything that is coming at you. You've got to be the one that decides when you want to search for something. Don't let something influence yourself. Don't, like, unless you want to be influenced, unless you're like, you know, I'm looking for some inspiration, I'm looking for some, you know, inspiring creativity. Great, fucking go on the, turn back on the recommended page on YouTube, and then you can scroll and see. But don't get sucked. Like, you got to be remember to not click on these fucking videos with the intention of avoiding yourself, or like, there's lots of shit, man. So don't let shit just come at you, and like these impulses, like, oh, I gotta watch that, like, and there's so too fucking much. There's too much in the world now. People are fucking overly stimulated, and no one can fucking think about what they want. There's too much to want. There's too many fucking options. So, go search for what you want. Block your feeds. Get ad blockers and Chrome extensions. Set up your phone and your computer in a way that limits as much as possible things coming at you. You want to be the one with the power that decides what you want to search and what you want to watch. Unless, of course, you decide willingly, like, right now I want to see what the world is producing right now. You click back on, the fucking, what's trending or whatever. But it's important to remember why you're doing that. Trying to see what's trending because you're curious about what's going on in the world, because it might help you and others in some way, or you're doing it because you want to form this kind of identity, and it's like, oh, where do I belong? What's my place in society? And just this whole ego shit. Eat the food that is gonna bring your spirit up, not lower it down. Do I need to eat this food right now? Am I actually even hungry right now? What food are you eating? Look at the ingredients. Look at the fucking ingredients. What the fuck is like color 349 and shit like this? It's hard to fucking avoid. You look at the packet of everything. It's got weird shit in it, mate. But you can do your best to limit it, lessen it, decrease how much weird shit you fucking eating. You look at some back of things, it's got like 100 ingredients. Forget that shit. Get the shit that's got like 4 ingredients max, you know what I mean? Like, everybody's docile because we're docile and fucking low spirits because we're consuming this bullshit, man. Alcohol, promoting alcohol, all this weird food. Fucking weird food, mate. It's weird. Fucking lemon tart flavored crisps. What is that? Don't get that. It's weird. Be careful what you consume, and consume is not just eat. It's what you consume with your eyes and your mind and your ears. What music are you listening to? What kind of frequency has it got going on? Everything matters. How do you want to live your life, And this is life, and most people don't have a love for life enough to want to change. And it is hard to change because you're getting away from the herd, and it's fucking isolating because everybody's fucking eating fucking weird shit food and rationalizing it, saying it's okay because everybody else is doing it. It's fucking isolating to step outside of this shit, man. So anyway, that's my rant. I wanted to get some energy out of me. So I hope you enjoyed and got some value. Leave a comment if you so desire. Like and subscribe if you so desire. And I'll talk to you later. Adios.